So we say there's three important elements in Zen practice, and I talk about this in my book, not only Zen practice, but in our life. The first one is great doubt. Sometimes it's called great question. So using questions to help us pierce through conceptual thinking so we can have an actual experience of this enlightened nature. I gave this example last night. There's a teaching that says everything comes from mind alone, right? This is in the Avantamsaka Sutra. It's a great teaching. It shows us that our mind makes all kinds of things, good and bad, right and wrong, like and dislike. So we feel comfortable. Oh, that's good teaching. It makes sense. But it's not about making sense up here. It's making sense down here, our intuition and our gut. So if everything comes from mind alone, then where does mind come from? That's a really good question. We call that a great question. So the second thing that's important is great faith. But it's not faith in believing something outside of yourself, like a Buddha outside of yourself or a God outside of yourself. It's having faith that you already have this enlightened nature. And intuitively, we know that. We just check ourselves with our thinking. So that's the second one, faith. And then the third would be great courage, which we have been talking about. It's the courage to show up. It's the courage to practice when you want to, practice when you don't want to. It's seeing our mind as it is, the stuff that even doesn't feel or look so good. That means our strong views, our strong opinions, our likes and dislikes, our discrimination. Because if we can be with that intimately, then we can digest all of this stuff, right? It's usually the things that are difficult to see that give us wisdom and also strength. But usually, again, we're trying to run away from it because we don't like it. I don't like that part of me. We don't even know what that means. Me, what is this me? So we do anything we can to avoid it. Even people will try to sitting meditation practice to avoid it. But you can do drinking, you can be attached to the internet, but you can also practice Zen to try to run away from it. But having courage is seeing it directly. It's very difficult to do that. That's why we have Sangha. We recommend that we practice together. Very difficult to practice on our own. Possible, but difficult. So we practice together to help support each other for this. So we can show up. Even this stream can help. I'm encouraging you to show up and look at your mind as it is.